Pump it up! What do you do when you come out on an end run, you guards? You get out there, I don't give two damns where that man's standing. You work your way into that line of scrimmage inside out. Well, maybe another 9 years will do it for you then. It's inexcusable for you to miss that. You just took it for granted and you...
Well, hello! Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone out there who's been watching my videos. Thank you. If you can maybe give this video a thumbs up or possibly leave a comment below or maybe even share this video, it would mean so much to me. But anyway, just thank you so much for just taking time out of your day to check out this video. Thank you! Well, the New York Giants and their draft picks. Time to give them a grade. All right. Of course, Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal, round one. What can you say, right? Now, let's not forget, I mean, by 95% of the Giant population don't really like Dave Gettleman too much. But if it wasn't for Dave Gettleman, we wouldn't have Kadarius Toney and Evan Neal. All right, so let's not forget that. You know, Dave Gettleman he left us in cap hell, but you know what? That's going to go by the wayside, hopefully after a year. Right? That'll be gone, all right? So when the smoke clears, dust settles, and all that stuff and everything, right, you know, we're going to have Evan Neal, hopefully for a long time, all right? So we got to thank Dave Gettleman for that. I mean, can't thank him for much of anything else, but, you know, without him, right, we wouldn't have Evan Neal. So, then, okay, the second round we took Wan'Dale Robinson. All right. Then we had, of course, the third round. All right, we got Cordell Flott, right, the cornerback, LSU. Joshua Ezeudu, the guard. I didn't realize this at the time, and I mean, it's just because how stupid I am. And actually, I read it. Yeah, somebody typed it in, all and everything. After the draft was over, oh yeah, we got like, you know, well, I mean, you can do like guard tackle, you know what I mean? So flexibility, huge. But I mean, a lot of it, you know, when I was paying attention, he was a guard. And then later on, of course, we wound up drafting another guard, okay, McKethan, all right, from North Carolina. So we got both guards pretty much from North Carolina. I'm like, oh no shit, yeah, I didn't realize that. Just goes to show you how stupid I am. But then of course the fourth round, all right, we got Daniel Bellinger. All right, and we got Dane Belton, safety. All right, Micah McFadden, the inside linebacker from Indiana. Then we got DJ Davidson, the defensive nose tackle, right, from Arizona State. Marcus McKethan, as I said, like a guard from North Carolina. And then we got Darian Beavers, the inside linebacker, another inside linebacker, okay. All in all, you know, I mean, we wanted to get, you know, a little more depth on the offensive line. We certainly got that. I mean, Joe Shane said in one of his might have been his first press conference or something, he said, I think we got like 5 healthy offensive linemen. And he was pretty much right. You know, we had about 5. He brought in, you know, quite a few on free agency, and then we drafted another 3. So we have pretty much damn close to probably about a dirty dozen there. You know, so we got, you know. Plus, I said he was mentioning that too about the 5 healthy ones, but I mean, like Matt Parrott, I don't think he was included in that too. You know, because he's coming back from surgery. I'm not sure if he was talking about Shane Lemieux either. If he had him in there, but I mean, Nick Gates might be coming back as well. Might be. We'll have to wait and see. You know, but yeah, I mean, so we got. And then I think there was like on the practice squad, I think there was like another 1 or so. So I mean, we got quite a few. Now I'm not saying that the offensive line is fixed or, you know, we're good to go forever, and certainly ain't saying that. But, you know, we got some depth now in the offensive line. There ain't no question about that. So we kind of went around. You know, we didn't really didn't need a running back. You know, it depends on what we're going to do with Saquon. We'll have to wait and see. but you certainly really didn't need a running back this year. You know, if we're going to not re-sign Saquon, maybe you might want to pick one up maybe next year. Okay. Didn't want a quarterback, all right, because we got Tyrod Taylor, we got Daniel Jones, Brian Lewerke, you know, Webb. You know, I mean, so we got quarterbacks. Now I can't say we have our franchise quarterback, but we got quarterbacks, right? So we really probably weren't going to draft a quarterback, all right? So I mean, other than that, you know, we pretty much plugged all the other holes. I mean, we had like, you know, the wide receiver, the gadget wide receiver kind of guy with Robinson. All right, we got the tight end with Bellinger. Okay, you know, but so between Bellinger, Houseman, Myrick, you know, Rice and John, you know, we got 6, but between 4 of them, we got grand total 3 catches in the NFL. All right, that's not a lot of experience there, right? So, you know, so then on the defensive side, you know, we got the defensive tackle, so we got the guy, you know, defensive line there. We got pretty much like one guy on the edge, Thibodeau. We got 2 inside linebackers. All right, we got a safety, and we got a cornerback. All right, so we pretty much got like some of everybody. All right. Now, you know, Shane, he traded back 2 times, getting 2 more picks. He got a 4th rounder and a 5th rounder. He said he wanted bites at the apple, so those are bites at the apple. You know, the thing is, you know, when you get a 4th rounder and a 5th rounder, for the most part, not saying all the time, for the most part, they're going to be depth. You know, for the most part, you're not going to get a 5th rounder and he's an all-pro. Oh man, he starts all. You know, that's not happening. So I mean, if his idea coming out of this draft was to get depth, mission accomplished, dude. Way to go. You know, but they also had, some of the positions they did have quite a bit of depth. You know, at some of the positions. You know, because let's not forget, we got a team from last year, right? I mean, a lot of free agents, you know, but we still have quite a few guys on the team, right? Some of these guys drafted are going to be backups, right? As I said, you're trading back, you're getting a 4th rounder or a 5th rounder, okay? And they're going to be backup. Maybe some good depth or whatever. But they're going to come onto the roster, and they're going to take a roster spot from a guy who was a backup, who was there for depth. So you're taking a backup guy, putting him here, and taking a backup guy, and getting rid of him. You know, so, I mean, if, I understand you want, like, your guys, you know, you're putting your name out there as the Giants, as Shane and Dable and so and so and so, and you want, if you're going down with the Titanic, you want to be going down with the Titanic with your guys on the ship. I get that. Okay. So if he's trying to fill out the roster with just, you know, his guys, you know, it's also going to take a little while too. I mean, you know, because the college free agents and all that too. Maybe one guy might make them, maybe 2. But I mean, between drafts and this and that, it's going to take, I mean, if he's trying to get rid of all the old guys, Gettleman guys and the Judge guys and all that, and fill out the roster with just nothing but his guys, it's going to take him a little bit of time, okay? Now, of course, you know, if we start with the top picks, all right. And I absolutely love Thibodeau, obviously at number 5. And then they played it right. They played it perfectly. Because when number 5 rolls around, all 3 tackles were there, and Thibodeau was there. So it's like, all right, let's take Thibodeau, right? We got Carolina. Then we got us again. So if worst comes to absolute worst, one of those 3 tackles is going to be taken by Carolina, which it was, Kwity, okay? The road grader, right? Possibly somewhere along the line, might have to move into maybe guard, but I'll tell you what, boy, whoo, man, if you had Thomas and you had Kwity right next to each other, whoo, oh, baby, yeah, I'm liking that. But, you know what I'm saying? So they know, guaranteed we got Thibodeau, right? And then I said, then they took Kwity. So then basically at number 7, you had your pick of Evan Neal or Charles Cross, right? Obviously they took Evan Neal. So, you know, phenomenal. I mean, you couldn't play that any better. It worked out fantastic. Somebody didn't take Thibodeau, in the top 4. The only thing I could think of is that if somebody took Thibodeau in the top 4, that might have left a cornerback, Gardner or Stingley, available. Now, I wonder who the Giants would have taken if the Giants would have taken the cornerback at number 5. That would have been interesting if Thibodeau was not there. But anyway, so, I mean, you absolutely got to love, there's the first 2 picks, right? Then shoot up just some maybe holes in what the Giants wind up doing. All right, they took Cordell Flott, all right, the cornerback. Now, for all I'm reading and this, that, and the other thing, he's very good. He's maybe a good slot defender. A lot of what people are saying, okay? But, and we got Darnay Holmes. I mean, we got a couple guys maybe can play in the slot, maybe not phenomenal. But, as I said, we got that. And especially if you're trying to move on from Bradbury, the number 1 guy, the number 1 cornerback. All right. Would have been nice if we maybe could have got somebody, maybe moved up or something. I'm going to go over a few scenarios here or whatever, you know what I mean? And maybe got a cornerback to maybe replace Bradbury. Because, I mean, it's like, okay, so you got Flott in there, the slot. Okay, maybe you got Adoree Jackson at number 2. Well, you got Bradbury. Well, what happens if you traded Bradbury? Who's your number 1 cornerback going to be? You going to pick somebody in the 4th or 5th round? No. You're going to get somebody in the college free agency? Yeah, we'll just put this guy in, take Bradbury's spot. No. After the draft over and the college free agency is over, you might get a few seasoned veterans let go because they take, some teams are taking the best players available and they're taking a good stud, and that maybe some of the cornerbacks might be available. So we're gonna get a veteran that a team lets go to put at cornerback number 1. No, who are you gonna put at cornerback number 1? You know what I mean? So you get, you have possibly a real big need with Bradbury. If something would happen, you let him, right? Unless for some reason they really thought that they were just going to wind up keeping Bradbury. Right? Okay, we got a Jackson and we got Brad. But I mean, if they were trying to get rid of Bradbury, wouldn't you think they would try to get somebody that they maybe to be able to take his place? Or maybe you couldn't, but I mean, maybe somebody at least close. We drafted Wan'Dale Robinson. Maybe, he's a gadget guy, slot kind of guy you can, I've seen jet sweeps with and all that stuff. But we got Kadarius Toney, too. I mean, if you're going to have him in the slot, I mean, Sterling Shepard can be in the slot, Kadarius Toney can be in. How many guys you need in the slot? How many guys you're going to have? Don't you want guys out wide? I mean, they're trying to move Darius Slayton. I mean, they're trying to maybe trade him to save some money. Get Kenny Golladay, but you want somebody out there out wide. I mean, how many slot guys you need, right? And Rob, I mean, 2nd round. I mean, I didn't see anybody have him in the 2nd round. I mean, unless they had some kind of info that saying other teams were going to take him in the 2nd round. But I mean, 2nd round. I mean, 3rd round. I saw some stuff people. I didn't even have him in the top 100, which might be, close to like a 4th round pick. So I mean, taking him in the 2nd round, isn't it a little early to take him in the 2nd round? Now, we took him, but it was like George Pickens was out there, another wide, deep, big, height-wise receiver, put somebody out wide. I mean, Sky Moore was available. John Mechie from Alabama, he was available. And we took, I mean, I see the moves and all that stuff and everything, but some of these other guys, I mean, I thought we would need one. I mean, because we're not keeping Kenny Golladay forever either. So within a year or two, we're going to need maybe 2 outside receivers, not 5 slot receivers. right? Now, you know, also that too. And when we talk, you know, sometimes there's taking the best guy available, right? David Ojabo is available. You know, you can't have too many pass rushers, right? I mean, I think I got it right here. I think the Ravens took him. Yeah, 45. Yeah, the Giants picked 43. 2 picks later, David Ojabo got picked. The pick right after the Giants, Mechie got picked. Right, wide receiver from Alabama. But I'm saying, but Ojabo, I mean, could you imagine? I mean, you can't have too many pass rushers. I mean, you want to rotate them in? You got Azeez Ojulari, Ojabo. I mean, holy crap, Thibodeau. Oh my God, holy cow! I mean, a lot of people say Ojabo, his upside is could possibly be higher than Hutchinson's. He got hurt. It was a shame, and he may not be able to play till maybe halfway through the season. But I mean, we taking the best player available, or we taking somebody? I don't know, you know. Then also it winds up leading me to, you know, to Minnesota. You know, I mean, like they wind up trading back. Right, they traded with Detroit. They went from 12 to 32, and they wind up picking Scene, right? Pick number 32. We need a safety, right? You know, we had the 4th pick in the 2nd round. Wouldn't it be beneficial to trade up back into the 1st round, snatch a stud? Now you got him for 5 years instead of just 4. I mean, I said Daxton Hill was taken at 31. They got him as listed as a safety. I got safety or cornerback, but Lewis Seen from Georgia, right? Safety at number 32. When you jump back into the 1st round, trade your 2nd round pick and maybe, I don't know, a 4th rounder or something to jump up a couple spots and snatch a starter. You know, I mean, the guy we got, you know, Belton. I mean, I heard he's decent in the box, but I mean, he's, you know, just a little questionable there. I mean, look at the Jets, right? I mean, as far as talking about just grabbing the best guy available or the best guy at his position, period. Look what the Jets did. The Jets traded with us. Right, they moved up 2 spots with us. We got an extra 5th rounder from us, from the Jets. Okay, so that's great. But they traded up with us. All right, and they took Breece Hall, the best running back in it, at least the highest rated one I was seeing. Yeah. Right. If we stood, I mean, you know, taking the best running back. I mean, if we stood pat, took him with that pick, you know, then we certainly wouldn't need Saquon for next year. You know, I mean, don't re-sign Saquon, save yourself a boatload of money. Have Breece Hall in the 2nd round. I would save you some money, 2nd round pick, instead of trying to re-sign Saquon. Minnesota jumped in front of us. We need a cornerback, right? And let's say Minnesota took Andrew Booth at 42. We drafted Wan'Dale Robinson at 43. They jumped in front of us. Took Booth. We need a cornerback, a good cornerback. Not a slot cornerback. We need a good, maybe number 1 or number 2 cornerback. Possibly Booth. You know, why didn't we jump in front of, you know, jump up in front of somebody or jump back into the 1st round and snatch a starter? You know, collecting picks for depth is one thing, I understand. You know, but there's only 22 starters, you know. And if you only got like maybe 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 guys that you can see building your team with, you know, you got 14, 15, whatever positions that you need to fill with solid starters. Why don't you, instead of just trying to collect a whole bunch of depth? Yeah, I mean, we have so many holes. I mean, Trey McBride was there in the 2nd round too. We could have taken at 55 with the Cardinals, took Trey McBride. You know, we could have possibly taken Trey McBride. We get Trey McBride, and then we get Bellinger. Now we got our 2 young stud tight ends. We got one guy that can block. We got another guy can maybe help stretch the field or something. Right? I mean, you know, You know, especially with the Wan'Dale Robinson. I mean, you could have gotten him maybe in the third round. We could have, you know, we could have maybe got the best running back. We could have got maybe the best tight end available in the second round. We could have got maybe a decent with Booth, a decent cornerback. You know, could have got a Jabo. I mean, could you imagine getting Thibodeau and a Jabo? I mean, they're shouting the praises to the Ravens because every time it was up for them to pick the Ravens, right? Look at what the Ravens grades got, all right? Every time it came up, who did they take? Kyle Hamilton. Boom, the best safety on the board. Just fell to him. Came to the second pick that they had in the first round. Who did they have? Boom, Tyler Linderbaum, the best center available. Then it come back to him again in the second round. Who did they take? Boom, David Ojabo, the best, you know, one of the best. He was top 10, top 15 pick. Absolutely, until he gets hurt, all right? Because now he's not going to be available to buy halfway through the season. But they were just taking boom, 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 best guy available, best guy available. You know, we're taking like best guy maybe available for the positions that we want. You know, I mean, but it's like, did we really take best player available? I mean, man, it would have been nice if just one of them. I said, because we got 14, 15 spots that we need to fill. Maybe look for a young stud, a starter for the future. You know, jump back into the first round, grab, you know, this guy here. Boom, there's our starting safety. I mean, you know, we got, I mean, as I said, Belton, but is he the long-term answer at safety? We got 3 safeties now. This might be the last year for Julian Love, right? So now we're going to have Belton. Is he the starting safety? I mean, as I said, cornerbacks. I mean, how much longer are we going to wind up holding on to Adoree Jackson and Bradbury? Once those guys are gone, who's our number 1 and number 2 cornerbacks? You know, I mean, it's great having depth. Yeah, you have all kinds of depth up and down the sideline. That's great. Woo! But who's going to be on the field? Who's the starters? You know? I mean, you jump in there, you grab an extra guy here, an extra guy this, you know, the next draft, an extra guy the other, you know. Now you got 2 or 3 extra starters maybe you didn't have if you didn't want to, you know, taking a risk. I mean, that's what I would like to have seen. You know, when you got 11 picks, instead of just trying to collect a whole bunch of, we got depth. That's great. You know, I mean, as I said, because after, you know, I mean, Robinson looks nice. I like Bellinger. You know, some guys, they look nice. But, I mean, I said, but I had Neal and Thibodeau. And I said, after that, I'm like kind of looking at, I'm kind of like, well, that guy's nice. And this guy, yeah, he's got some potential, you know. But after that, I'm just kind of like, man, did we get another real solid starter after the first 2? And I'm kind of like, possible starters, sure, but can I just stand there and look at, yeah, no, that guy's a starter, that guy's a starter, that guy's definitely, you know, I'm looking at 2, you know, which might wind up turning obviously into 3 or 4 or so, but I mean, it just right off the bat, I'm just looking at 2. So first day we got an A. I'm not saying that the rest of the guys we got 9 other picks, a lot of depth. Decent pieces. We got a whole bunch of stuff on the defense. You know, possible guys that can certainly add special teams and all that stuff. So all in all, I mean, I said the first day he knocked it out of the park, right? An A. But between day and 2 and 3, definitely brought it back. The best I can give it would be a B+, right? B to B+. You know, at the moment, I can't get. I mean, seeing some people giving the Giants like an A- or so, I can't do that because I said that. What I would have liked to see when you had 9 other picks after the first two picks, you had 9 more picks. Get the cojones, jump up, grab, snatch one other guy, you know, jump in front of another team. The teams do this to us all the time. Jump in front of another team, snatch that. Yeah, how do you like that, bitch? Right? We took this guy. Right? We took this starting cornerback. How do you like us now? Do that to somebody else one time. One time. I'd love to see that. Giants just don't seem to do that. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!